Hi friends! How are you guys? It is super warm today, but I just finished building this terrarium and I wanted to share it with you guys while it's still fresh in my mind before I forget all the little details. You're gonna have to excuse me, I'm drinking wine and I'm a little bit tired. But we will try to get through this. So this is a 29-gallon fish tank that I got not actually too long ago, but I realized I don't really like the shape of it for a fish tank. So I was just like, you know what? Why not make a terrarium out of it? Because, I don't know, I've been building a lot of other terrariums, which I think you guys have seen this one. So these little guys have been a lot of fun to build. It's just basically moss and a glass jar, and they kind of just do their own thing. I don't actually ever have to water it, and it's super great. So if you have not put one together, I highly recommend it because it is just, yeah, super easy. I don't even think I maintain it once a month. So we'll see how this big guy does. So that's what really inspired me to design a bigger one. And we'll see how this one goes. For the wall, I use coco liner. And my car actually broke down the other day. So I got stuck at this random nursery and this is all they had. The coco liner is actually super thick. It's not the ones that you get from Lowe's that's super thin. So it changed my plan a little bit. Originally for the back wall, I was gonna do a thin layer of coco liner and then moss and then a galvanized mesh to hold the moss in place. Because coco liner doesn't really hold that much moisture. It's sort of, on the drier side. But this is super thick, so I'm hoping it will hold moisture better. And I actually didn't even buy enough coco liner. So that's why I actually had to change my plan last minute and just cut it diagonally so that I have enough for both sides. And I think it works. I don't know if I'd say I'd rather have it so it's all the way up, but it worked out well. So just hot glued it on. If you've ever watched Serpa Design, he does a lot of stuff like this. Not exactly the same. This is much more simple in comparison to some of his designs. But he did mention that he would use silicone rather than something like hot glue if you ever want to reuse the terrarium. And another point, that is great advice. And also, the only thing is you have to wait for it to cure. Otherwise, it might move around while you're working on it, so you don't really want that. I guess if you could get thicker coco liner, I would, because then it's just one step instead of multiple steps. And then the substrate, I put in a false bottom using LECA, although it's actually sold as like reptile substrate. And I think it's actually a little bit cheaper than regular LECA that you would get from a hydroponic store. And the balls are smaller, which I actually like. I think I actually would like these more for growing things in LECA than the large ones because I think it will hold moisture better than the big balls. And then the moss, I actually soaked it in hydrogen peroxide just because I had wet the moss a couple of weeks ago, I want to say, and it started growing some kind of like fungus on it, which is fine, but I just wanted to make sure that it was kind of clean before I put it in here because it's self-contained, and the last thing I want is just to have fungus growing everywhere, basically is what I'm trying to tell you. So give it a hydrogen peroxide bath. Although this is also forest moss, which is also used for reptiles, which was dirt cheap in comparison to the stuff that you get for plants. So I guess it's up to you. I'm trying this out, so I'll let you guys know how it goes. I've never actually used this before. I bought it while I was buying those balls. I was just like, oh, I ran out of moss. Let me try this one, since it was like $4. As far as the plants, I'll link everything in the description below. So I have these floral pins that was really easy to pin to the wall, although it still hurt my hand. I don't know why. maybe Dan was correct that I was like trying to stab it through the glass and it just wasn't working. The one thing that I would say that I didn't do is put moss right at the point in which I'm putting in the pin. So that way there is something that is holding moisture more than the coco liner. Because I still think the coco liner is very dry, which means that I'm gonna have to do more maintenance on it versus if you have a moss wall where Moss holds a lot more moisture, and you can see it much more easily when moss is dried out because it changes color. The floral pins were really good. You could hot glue it on. I have done that in the past. It just gets really messy, so I don't love it. Just like the look afterwards, and it doesn't necessarily stay on very well because if it needs to be wet all the time, the glue just doesn't like it. And then most of the plants that I pinned on were either Hoyas or there's a Dischidia right there. Placement, I didn't really think about it that much. Although I would say I kind of did it in reverse. If you're gonna do something like this, what I would recommend is don't put the substrate down yet so that you can lean the tank down on its back. And it's actually way easier to work on your canvas in the back. I couldn't do that because I was just like, oh, I had all these balls and all these plants in here already, so got stuck doing it this way. So be smart. Don't put in the substrate and do the back wall first. The choices of the plants were mainly epiphytes up on the top, and on the bottom were, what do you call them? Terrestrial. Yeah, were mainly terrestrial plants, although there are some Hoyas lying around. I have 2 alocasias up here. There's a nice eyelash fern that's gonna love being in the terrarium, and this is philodendron birkin. These are peperomias. I have 3 types of peperomias in here, 3 different calatheas, 3 of which are super pain in the ass, which really needed the calathea white fusion to really join them. But I got 3 out of the 4, so we're good. I believe it's the white star in the back. You can't tell what it is because there's no leaves on it, but I think it's the white star. And then this is the Works Vixii, and that is, wow, it's really escaping me. Damn it. I don't know what plant that is. It's velvety. And then, yeah, a lot of cute little Hoyas have been growing above the fish tank. That's what you saw me digging through. Yeah, that just wasn't working out because the fish tank wasn't happy, I think, with the weight, and it started leaking, so I had to can that idea. So no aquaponics there. Gonna have to figure out something else if I want to try it in the future. And then, yeah, it was also nice to finally take apart my test Hoya wall that I did. It's too dry. I couldn't maintain it. Yeah, a lot of the plants needed some TLC. So it's good that I finally got around to it and I knew it was something that I needed to do. So hopefully they'll be happier now. I still have a bunch soaking, the Hoyas, because they were like super dehydrated. As those heal, I might add more to the back up top. The light was super easy. I've been doing that for my tanks, and yeah, it's just strapping it to the egg crate and just reusing the LED lights that I'd taken off from some of my shelves. So this is not going to be permanent. I think I'm just going to attach something to the egg crate to make it look cleaner. I really think terrariums are really easy to maintain, except I don't know at this size, will it change, you know, the way it operates? Because, you know, something like this is pretty self-contained right now. I occasionally have to remove some of the moisture and, you know, clean up some dead leaves, but otherwise I don't have to water it, and eventually it'll obviously outgrow this and then it'll start like suffocating the plants. So part of my plan was also to remove some of these and add it into either this terrarium or kind of redo them, whatever, you know, kind of refresh them. I think once a year is a good idea, but otherwise they're really, really low maintenance. And if you like plants, I highly recommend it. Look, let me show you guys this one that I did. A lot of the plants that I use are kind of rehab plants, like plants that I just don't really want to take care of anymore. And I'm like, I need a way to do it. So yeah, this one is hard for you guys to see, but I'll do another video that is more close up. But there's a couple of calatheas in here that I beheaded, a fern that was just dead. I just threw it in there, see what would happen. Some begonia sticks, some random peperomias. So yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's like a little forest. It's cool. So Try it out. Let me know what you think. If you have a terrarium that you already have and you love, please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you guys next time.